This is Don. Don is a college student, but he can't remember why at the moment. He's writing a paper about Chinese agriculture, but he is secretly thinking that there's something dreadfully wrong with the universe. Saddled with the responsibility of summarizing Examination of the Choice Cognizance for Participants in Green for Grain Project from Economic Perspective by Zhen Yang and Huifeng Mao, Don does what any normal human being would. He procrastinates. Don has just stumbled upon a website that will change his life forever. The argument put forth in this site by a one Dr. I Learned Scholar posits that life is perceptions, and perceptions are reality, and reality is a hoax perpetrated by unknown beings from another dimension, and those beings are God, and God is kind, and kind is good, and good is bad, and bad is evil, and everyone on Earth is evil because they don't know that good is bad, and they certainly don't know that the reality is nothing more than an array of flashing lights controlled by beings of mysterious origin.
Huh.
Well, that's his maybe. Confronted by the immense problems faced by the expanding Chinese agrarian economy, Don decides to go to bed. Don certainly doesn't believe Dr. I Learned Scholar's argument, and even if he did, it probably wouldn't make much difference to him. Blinking lights or not, he has a paper due on Thursday. But then something interesting happens. Don has a dream. The dream itself is not interesting per se. Rather usual fare as far as dreams go. He's being held captive inside a black hole while a shadowy figure inexplicably named Salad Spinner Haiku torments him with a light bulb hanging from the end of a pole. Salad Spinner Haiku explains to Don that what he thinks of as reality is nothing more than light bulbs flickering and blinking in front of his eyes, and that it is his job to keep Don from finding out the truth of his situation.
If it's your job to keep this a secret, why are you telling me?
Aside from being entirely nonplussed by his dream, Don has a headache. Content to ignore his dream, Don returns to his normal routine, and then something really interesting happens. Don's cereal bowl disappears, shortly thereafter followed by all of existence.
I must still be dreaming.
Don is now undergoing what some qualified professionals call a crisis of faith, but what Dr. I Learned Scholar refers to as, quote, the death throes of the misinformative mind bug. This is one reason why Dr. I Learned Scholar has never been published in a reputable journal of philosophy. As Don sees it, he has two options. A, accept Dr. I Learned Scholar's arguments as true, or B, go insane. Unfortunately for Don, there is not much difference between the two. Still, Don values his sanity and chooses option A. The problem with believing the sort of rubbish that Dr. I Learned Scholar teaches is that time becomes completely meaningless. Only a moment ago, Don was relaxing in his apartment watching a faceless pan-dimensional being read Vonnegut, and now all of a sudden he finds himself practically running down the street, being tormented by a small plastic novelty chicken named Kaiser Wilhelm II, and holding, of all things, a cardboard boot. The only thing Don knows for sure right now, and he's not sure how he knows it, is that Dr. I Learned Scholar has a speaking engagement as a raving lunatic on a nearby street corner, and that the two of them must have words. What Don doesn't know is that Dr. I Learned Scholar is a performance artist who doesn't himself believe any of what he writes, but he'll be finding that out shortly.
Oh sure, they preach intolerance. But when it comes right down to it, and your back's against the wall, where are they then? They're at a prayer vigil, holding hands and juggling Ritz crackers with their teeth. It's an outrage!
And something must be
Dr. I Learned Scholar. Oh, this is truly an honor. I've been following your work. I've been reading. The blinking lights. It's all true. It changed my life. Salad spinner, Haiku, Kaiser, Wilhelm II, all of it. Just tell me what you want me to do now, and I'll do it.
This is all a front. Performance art. Fiction. My real name's Phil. Pretzel.
Don is heartbroken. Just when he thinks he has a grasp on the universe, he finds out that his would-be prophet doesn't believe a word of his own writing.
God damn it, explain yourself! And what the hell kind of a name is Salad Spinner Haiku, anyway? Well, no. Yeah, I suppose so.
Salad Spinner Haiku goes on to explain that Don is probably insane, which means that he can't trust his own perceptions, which means that he can't be sure of what Dr. Eye-Learned Scholar had told him. Furthermore, Salad Spinner Haiku points out that Dr. Eye-Learned Scholar's presence on that particular street corner in this particular city on this particular day is such a fantastic coincidence that it probably didn't actually happen in the first place.
I never thought of it like that before!
Don, his faith restored, his spirit rejuvenated, is now ready to evangelize his belief to others.
I haven't felt this good in years!
Unfortunately, he is about to be betrayed. So ends the depressing story of Don, a man ruined by his own gullibility and left for dead, a figment of his own imagination. There probably isn't a moral here, but if there were, it might have something to do with not believing everything you read on the internet. Or something like that. Thank you for your time. Drive safely.
Where's that music coming from? Listen to that rum-tum-tum. Come a little nearer, now it's getting clearer. Ain't they playing stuff? That's what I call music sweet. Put the tickle in your feet. I know from the meter, there's a certain leader coming down the street. Here comes ragtime Alexander, 60's famous petrol band. No more worry, no more blues. Everybody run along and get your dancing shoes. When it comes to syncopation, that's the best band in creation. Oh boy, what a time! Cross the Mason Dixon line. Alexander's band is back in Dixieland.